Hi Pisces, welcome to your love reading for the year 2020. This deck is going to represent the beginning of the year. This deck is going to represent the middle of the year, and this deck is going to represent the end of the year. Remember, this is a general reading. If you would like a private reading for you for the year 2020, I am offering a reading that is 1.5 hours long. And there's a link below to my website, channeledguidance.com. Let's go ahead and begin. Okay, Pisces, let's go ahead and see what is coming up for you at the beginning of 2020. What is coming up for the sign of Pisces? You have the Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the World, King of Pentacles, the Emperor, Five of Cups, and you have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so let's stop here and let's see what you have going on. Right in the center of the reading, I'm noticing that you have the World. So the World does represent that this is a new chapter for you. So this is perfect. Remember, this is a spread for the beginning of 2020. This is really a time for you to start a new chapter in your love life, because I do see that you're kind of coming into the year like really tired of a situation. I just uploaded the other, I think it was one other sign, I forgot what sign it was, but they also had the Ten of Wands in the exact same position, which is kind of strange. So I feel like the sign of Pisces is coming into the year kind of maybe tired of what's going on in your love life. You really want to turn things around. For some of you, it could be that you're dealing with an earth sign. You have the King of Pentacles here, which would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can also represent your energy if you have a moon or rising on an earth sign. I just feel like the sign of Pisces, like you're really kind of fed up with the way things have been happening in your love life. You're carrying a heavy burden, which you feel like you can't do this anymore. Some of you have some type of choice to make because you have the Two of Pentacles, which means that you have a decision to make. It could be that maybe you've been in a situation where maybe there's been a third party. There's been a lot of back and forth. This can also represent a relationship that's been off and on. I feel like if you've been in a relationship that's had a lot of instability, maybe a lot of coming and going, things could change in a very positive way for you at the beginning of 2020. Let me just kind of bring you up so you can see the first row, so you can see what I'm talking about. On one side of the Two of Pentacles, which is here, you've got the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands does represent a long-term relationship, commitment, stability, a card of marriage. On the other side of the Two of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a card of marriage and commitment, stability. So some of you have maybe been dealing with someone who comes and goes. And again, I see exhausted here, fed up. This person does not keep their word. They come and they go. There's been instability, but there's a chance here for a big change in that situation. For some of you, not everyone, this can be with someone who is an earth sign. Now, in the bottom row, you've got the Emperor here with the Five of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. So this is calling on you to take action. I mean, to me, the Emperor, this is all about your personal power. Like you're creating your own reality. This is telling you take charge of the situation. You have a huge chance here at the beginning of the year to start a new chapter in your love life. If 2019 was not so kind to you, then you have to really step up and make some changes here. Otherwise, you don't want to end up here. You've got the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups does mean that there will be tears, sadness, disappointment. Again, you can prevent this from happening by making perhaps maybe an important decision, or really kind of taking charge of what's going on in your love life. I do see maybe a situation changing around a relationship where there's been a lot of ups and downs, coming and going, kind of scattered energy. There is a strong energy of commitment around that. So there can be a positive change. This actually is all about you getting what you deserve. You have the Six of Pentacles. So at the beginning of the year, you can turn this around. Let's get a few more cards so we can get the rest of the message. You've got Judgment, Knight of Wands, and the High Priestess. Okay, so pretty interesting. I mean, let's just start here. Judgment. This is exactly what you want to see in a yearly reading, because this represents a whole new beginning for you. This is a major arcana of rising from the ashes. Again, if 2019 was a horrible year for you, maybe you just didn't see the changes that you wanted to see. Maybe you felt like your love life was in a really bad place. Judgment is saying that this can be a second chance for you to be happy. This is maybe even a relationship coming back from the ashes. You're being told here by the High Priestess, you really need to trust and follow your intuition. For those of you where it's meant to be, with the Knight of Wands here, for those of you where your intuition is screaming at you that it's meant to be, you're not going to want to give up, because the Knight of Wands refuses to give up on a person, refuses to give up on a situation. And there is kind of an energy here where some of you may feel, it may be kind of in the back of your mind, like this has become too much. I don't think I can do this anymore. That is the Ten of Wands. But you also have the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, if you're trusting your intuition, if your intuition is telling you this person is the one, things can be fixed, things can improve, I see you continuing to move forward. Again, you have the Emperor in this reading. So the key to all of this happening, the key to your, new beginning, your second chance in a marriage or in a relationship, a whole new chapter in your love life, especially around relationships that have been kind of back and forth. The key is you. The key is you taking back your power, taking charge, putting an end to this, because you do have a lot of sadness here. You have a chance to turn this around in the beginning of 2020. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the middle of the year. Okay, Pisces, let's go ahead and see what is coming up for you for the middle of 2020. Wow, you're starting with Judgment again. You just had this card for the beginning of 2020. Four of Swords. Eight of Swords. The World, which you also just had in the beginning of 2020. Justice. Two of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Strength. And Three of Swords. Again, go back and watch the first reading. What's going to happen in the middle of 2020 is going to be up to you. You actually do have a lot of positive things here for the middle of the year. This is what you have to work with. Remember, there's a general reading, but overall, this is what you have to work with. The fact that you're starting the reading with the Judgment card. This is, again, representing the middle of 2020. You just had this card at the beginning, so this is kind of a loud message for you. The year 2020 is the year where you can start over again. This is the time of second chances, whatever that means to you. Whether this is maybe you're meeting somebody new in the middle of 2020. So this is your second chance to be happy, or maybe you're giving a relationship a second chance, or somebody's coming back to you. It's all here. And this is a repeat card, so we just had this in the first spread. You also have, look at this. You've got Justice right in the center of the reading. So again, if 2019 was not so kind to you as far as love and relationships, 2020 is going to be magical. You've got Justice here. This can be an apology coming from somebody. You do have the Soulmate card here. Justice can also represent the sign of Libra, but this just means you getting what you deserve. This is, the universe kind of giving you what maybe you didn't receive in 2019, maybe what you have been lacking. This is someone perhaps making things up to you, because you have the World here. The World, again, you just had this at the beginning of 2020. It is time for the sign of Pisces. It is time for a new chapter in your love life. Whether you're actually going to take action to make that happen, that's going to depend entirely on you. This is a time of new beginnings. It's time to close the door to, that old chapter where there is a lot of painful energy, because I do see that here as well. Look at this side of the reading here. Let me just put this card here so you can see it. You've got the Eight of Swords and the Three of Swords around the Two of Cups. This is a soulmate relationship. This is a soulmate in your life. So there is somebody here in the middle of 2020. There is a very strong kind of emotional bond with someone. But there is also, there is painful energy. Or maybe this is an ex. This is the breakup card, the divorce card. Just, a card of pain. Perhaps you've been separated from this person. There can be an apology, maybe if this is an ex. But it's also just a lot of painful energy around a couple here with the Two of Cups. And it's like somebody is afraid. We've got the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is being afraid to move forward. Someone who is afraid to take a chance. Someone that feels stuck. Feels like, I can't, move forward in a relationship with you. Or I can't marry you. I don't know how. I don't know how to move forward. There's going to be a lot of thinking about this in the middle of the year. So just going to keep that in mind. You have the Four of Swords. Somebody could be needing a timeout. The Four of Swords, to me, it means that, somebody could be asking for some space to think. Because there is a big change here with Judgment and the World. There is some type of big change that could happen for the sign of Pisces. But again, somebody is afraid of taking that step with the Eight of Swords. Fear is holding somebody back. This is a mental, emotional prison. Although there's a soulmate here, clearly there's a soulmate in your life in the middle of 2020. But there's also kind of heartache here. For some of you could be dealing with the sign of Leo. You've got the Strength card. But this is also just telling you to be brave. Be brave. Don't give in to despair. Don't give in to anger or frustration, because there is a lot of thinking going on here. You've got the Seven of Pentacles. I see something kind of changing in the middle of 2020 for the sign of Pisces. There's something big here with Judgment and the World, but someone is trying to be very careful. It could be that maybe someone is proposing to get back together, or somebody maybe is proposing marriage. Someone is trying to be very careful here with the Seven of Pentacles, what they're going to do next. And you're being told here to be understanding of this, be patient, don't get too angry or frustrated. For some of you, you're getting what you deserve in the middle of 2020. This is a whole new chapter for you, but perhaps for the person that you're with, this is a huge step for them. Again, for some of you, this can be marriage, this can be moving in together, an engagement. Someone is afraid and they need time, but I do see new beginnings lined up here for you, Judgment and the World. Let's get a few more. What else is coming up for the sign of Pisces for the middle of 2020? Ten of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. Queen of Pentacles. So you just had an earth sign at the beginning of 2020. For those of you where you have a partner, or you have an ex, or someone you're interested in who's an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, this reading is definitely speaking to you. You've got this energy of endings, but I don't think it's in a negative way. You've got the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles. The tens represent endings. You also have the World, which is a major arcana of endings. So it's like the end of a really difficult, painful cycle for the sign of Pisces in the middle of 2020. This is a possibility for you. You've got the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, this could be that maybe you're healing from a betrayal. It usually does represent someone who betrayed you, stabbed you in the back. This means that you've been hurting for a really long time. But I do see, commitment here. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, stability. This can even be marriage for some of you. And this seems to be connected to an earth sign. So I feel like this can be maybe a reunion with an ex. Maybe there is forgiveness because you've got justice and apology. For those of you where you're single, I feel like there's definitely, again, this is like a really strong message. There is a chance for the sign of Pisces to meet somebody new in the middle of 2020, because you've got these two tens. And then you've got the World. It's the end of a cycle for you. Perhaps you're connecting with an earth sign where this person is marriage material. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is a marriage card. This is a second chance for you to be happy. It's time for this to come to an end. This energy of the Three of Swords, pain, heartache. Perhaps you're healing from a breakup. But again, be patient, because I feel like there's going to be some waiting around the middle of the year. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the end of 2020. Okay, Pisces, let's go ahead and see what is coming up for you for the end of 2020. Two of Swords. Five of Pentacles. The Emperor. Eight of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Four of Pentacles. The Chariot. And the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like if you're wondering like what is going to be the best time of the year for you as far as 2020 for maybe getting back together, finding a new relationship, I feel like you need to take advantage of the beginning and the middle of the year, because I do see more challenges here, and that's kind of how I'm trying to focus my love readings for the year 2020, because this is not a monthly reading, this is a reading for the whole year. So I feel like if you want to meet, I mean, you still have a new beginning here, but you had the World and the Judgment card at the beginning of 2020 and the middle of 2020. So again, if you're hoping to meet somebody new, you definitely want to try. I feel like the energy is stronger at the beginning of 2020, but it's also there, it's still there in the middle. If you wait for the end of 2020, you have some challenges here. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. I mean, let's just start here. You've got the Ace of Cups. So there can be a new beginning here for you. Yeah, some of you can be, you know, finding somebody new, meeting somebody new. Maybe you're starting over in a relationship. But if you're already committed, if you're already in a relationship or this is an ex, there is a lot of kind of baggage here that you have to work through if you're waiting for the end of the year to try to do this. You literally have the Eight of Pentacles right in the center of the reading. And this is telling you there's going to be a lot of work. There has to be a lot of work and effort to have this new beginning. You've got the Eight of Cups right next to it. The Eight of Cups is a card of, you know, kind of moving on. I feel like this is moving on from old emotional baggage, negative behavior patterns. Kind of the energy of the Devil is what I'm getting for the sign of Pisces for the end of the year. The Eight of Cups, sometimes it means, it could be that maybe some of you want to leave a relationship. Some of you could be struggling with a decision because you've got the Two of Swords, which usually this card does represent having to make a very complicated decision, being torn. For some of you, it could be that you're leaving a relationship, but for most of you, perhaps you're having to leave old emotional baggage behind. Maybe you're having trouble forgiving someone. You're having to really assert your power at the end of the year. You've got the Emperor. This is saying stay in control. You've got to take your power back. Maybe you've given somebody too much power, because I see you being unhappy here. You've got the Five of Pentacles. This is the energy of feeling abandoned. You're feeling abandoned. You're feeling like somebody has shut you out of their life. This is the energy of somebody like ghosting you, just disappearing. And you feel kind of very torn. Perhaps some of you, maybe you just don't feel that connection with somebody anymore. And you're having to make a very complicated decision about moving on from someone, which is right here. You also have the Four of Pentacles. So again, this is, I feel like if you're going to have a challenging time in 2020, it's at the end of the year. So you have plenty of chances at the beginning and the middle of the year to make these changes so that maybe you don't have to go through all of this. You've got the Four of Pentacles, which does mean someone's being really stubborn and refusing change. And maybe what you want is, you know, this new beginning. Perhaps you're wanting to have a more committed relationship. Maybe you want to get married. I do see a big movement for you here. You've got the Chariot, which does represent the sign of Cancer. The Chariot also represents victory. But this is telling you you're going to have to be really persistent in moving forward, because I feel like there's resistance here from the person that you're with. You know, there is somebody literally holding back from you right here. And then right next to the Chariot on the other side is the Two of Pentacles. This is someone that is kind of scattered. Somebody has maybe a wishy-washy attitude towards your relationship. A lot of ups and downs, instability. So I feel like the end of the year could be challenging for you if you're not really asserting your power. Let's get a few more. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for the end of 2020? Ten of Wands. King of Cups. Three of Wands. So I'm pretty sure you had the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you had the Ten of Wands at the beginning of 2020. And I feel like the reason this has come up again is because you have to deal with this at the beginning of the year. Here it is. If you go back and watch the first spread, you'll see this card. I think it was like right here. This is old emotional baggage. This is feeling really burnt out from a relationship, or someone that maybe is exhausting you, someone that is draining your energy, a relationship with a lot of ups and downs, instability. This can be perhaps with another water sign, another Pisces, a Cancer, a Scorpio, or for most of you, this is just your energy. You know, I feel like towards the end of the year, you are dealing with a challenge here. It's nothing that you can't change, because I mean, you have the Emperor, which represents your personal power, and then you have the Chariot, a card of victory, because of your persistence and moving forward and succeeding. But I do feel like the sign of Pisces, at the end of 2020, you're dealing with something where you're just exhausted and fed up. Remember, at the beginning of the year, if you deal with this, then you don't have to get to all of this at the end of the year. You have the Three of Wands also. Maybe this is a card of hoping for better times. Maybe kind of looking for a better opportunity to heal a relationship or to find somebody new. This is exactly what you need to hear for the year 2020. For the sign of Pisces, there is some type of like draining energy around you, a heavy maybe burden around a relationship, where you have a chance to really kind of set this right at the beginning of 2020. And if you don't do that, then you're going to still be dealing with this at the end of the year. Again, this is all about asserting your power and refusing to give up and moving forward here. Okay, Pisces, this has been your love reading for the year 2020. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again soon.